Good morning. Welcome to a new market update as Bitcoin is approaching $60,000 once again. So, what are we going to expect and what did we see and what are the crucial levels to hold? All stuff that we're going to discuss today. But before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe to the channel beneath and also like this video. Yesterday we have posted a new interview with the co-founder of Zilliqa, which is Amrit Kumar, and you can check it out on our YouTube channel. But let's continue to what we can discuss on a Bitcoin. I got the wrong one there. So what did we see on Bitcoin? We did see a pretty harsh drop down as we got back into the range. Previously in the week, we did see this breakout above the range high, which could not sustain support as the critical area to hold was this entire region between 57 and 58.1k, and we failed to sustain support and fell down towards 53. At first I was looking at 55 for support and I said, okay, if we're going to reject anywhere in this range, I'm assuming that we will see 53 and most likely 49 to 51 as the crucial levels to watch for dips. Well, 53 was hit. You can see that we've made a beautiful bounce up, instant rejection at resistance, drop back down, flip support for support once again. So the old support becomes support once again, and after that continuation. So what's next? Well, let's get towards the 4-hour time frame in which we can see what we're seeing right now. We are back at the range high, we are back at the crucial resistance zone, and this entire region is pretty much that resistance that we are facing right now. So it's a pretty wide block, as you can see. This entire region between 60.4 and 59 is a resistance zone for the current price action, through which I'm not assuming that we will break through it. I'm assuming that we will fail to break through it and get a new drop down again, in which we get it into chop season, as we would call it. What are the levels that I'm watching on the downside? Well, clearly we are currently into that resistance zone in which we are not eager to break through it yet. What to hold is this region between 57.4 to 57.8. If that holds on the lower time frames, there's nothing to be worried about on the downside. However, as we just see these very fast downwards and upwards moves, the moment that the price is losing this 57 level, I'm assuming that we will see a sharp drop down towards 55 again, as the support is basically lying here. So this is the crucial level that I'm going to watch on the lower time frame, which is 57. If we get a move up and we clearly break above this region about around 60k, I'm going to assume that we get a new all-time high, and then I'm going to assume that we'll get towards 67 to 68k as the next target zone for this entire move. We also have the Fibonacci extension based on this entire correction, and then we also get towards 68k. But first we have to clearly break 60k for that continuation to happen. And after Bitcoin we've got another one, which is Cardano. Cardano is looking at support. We clearly saw that. We're rallying up right now based on the fact that we're going to see that listing on Coinbase Pro somewhere today, or on Coinbase. As a matter of fact, in this entire drop down, there were a few levels that you were looking at in general, which is this previous high, so around 2000 sats. That's where you should be looking at entirely for support. However, couldn't hold there, so you're looking at the next one, which is between 1600 and 1800. We found support there and clearly started to rally upwards, in which we are seeing a construction that Bitcoin is most likely giving us right now as well. So we're seeing continuation, we are getting towards next resistance zones, we are actually into a resistance zone right now, and it's quite debatable what's going to happen based on the listing right now. So in this case we can see that we have we held the crucial level at 2170, and we are making continuation, through which 2280 to 2300 is the critical level to watch. If that's lost, I'm assuming that we're going to see that further corrective move. So Cardano is definitely not an entry point right now. What is the next resistance zone? That's the area around 2600 sats. If that breaks, we clearly are going to test the highs once again. But at this stage, it's quite debatable what's going to happen the moment that it's getting listed, as Skill and Matic both had a beautiful run and then consolidated and corrected after the listing happened. Then finally Ethereum, which is basically showing us the path that we're looking at, in which it's also facing resistance. We did see that we had a fake breakout to the upside for Ethereum, in which we were testing this range around 1900. Failed to hold the previous high, which is this 1850 level, and after failing to hold this previous high as support, we are dropping down again, to which this is the critical area to hold as described previously. The critical area to hold held for support, and now we're just facing resistance once again, as this entire block is similar to the block where Bitcoin is acting in. So you want to see Ethereum break clearly through this level, flip 1850, and then we can see continuation towards new all-time highs. As I've been discussing previously, that every of these levels have been seen a test already. So I'm assuming that once we break through this resistance zone, we're going to get continuation. However, if we do not break through this level, I assume that we get this entire scenario. That's still most likely what I'm looking at right now, but hey, the markets are ultra bullish, so we also have to watch the Bitcoin pairs to see what's happening. So if we can't break through this resistance zone, we get that corrective move of Bitcoin towards 55k as well. I'm going to look at this support zone once again, but given the fact that we're getting so many support tests, I think we're going to fail to hold that level and get towards the next support zone between 1500 to 1550. So the crucial levels are still the same for ETH. If we get towards ETH against Bitcoin, we can see that we're still in chop season, we're still accumulating, it still requires time for continuation, in which this scenario is still holding. If it doesn't grant support, I'm going to look at anything around 0.24 to 0.26 as support, and then we can see continuation. So quite boring, good moves on Bitcoin. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss some altcoins again. Thanks for watching, do not forget to subscribe and take care of yourself and your family. See you around.